Kamigawa Neon Dynasty products are available for pre-order now at CoolStuffInc.com. Use the promo code CGB5 and you'll get a 5% discount on your order and a sweet Covert Go Blue Wolf token for free. Pre-order now at CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock. Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we play the unspeakable. Our enemy. It was our enemy. Now, I can't lie. This has been my deck of choice when I need my wins, and I actually thoroughly enjoy this deck in a way that I didn't think I ever would. It's Mono Red. This is Mono Red. We play Mono Red. Mono Red. Mono Red. Attack face till they're dead. But Mono Red has changed so much since the days of Embercleave, Annex, Hardened in the Forge, Fervent, Champion, Robber of the Rich. You know, those cards are long gone. And here in Alchemy, there's a very different Mono Red available. And I actually like it. I like it a lot. It's a mid-range value-based kind of Mono Red that also puts up chunks of damage and can burn the opponent out when it needs to. And it actually is a very hard deck to play because you have to, every single turn, figure out whether or not you're going to remove an opposing threat, hold up removal for an opposing threat, deploy your own threat, how you're going to attack with your threat, whether or not you're going to deploy too many threats, whether or not you're going to use creature lands. It's like what's in the graveyard, what might be on top of your deck. All these things matter in this version of Mono Red, which, and I can't stress this enough. This is the kind of deck, and I've learned it over the years. This is the kind of deck where if I post a good record with it, there will be a lot of comments saying, I downloaded this, I went 0-5, waste of wild cards. There is a reason. This is very much, it's like a classic mid-range deck. It tries to play both roles. Sometimes it can be aggressive. The 16 creatures that we have in the deck, along with the 8 creature lands, definitely have the ability to go aggressive. Like, the stats and power here are good. But it can also play a card advantage game. And there's a lot of card advantage in the deck. Bloodthirsty Adversary, Rahilda and Cutthroat both represent card advantage in creature form. There's virtual card advantage in land form because our lands attack for damage. Den of the Bugbear and Faceless Haven. And Igneous Inspiration and Electrostatic Blast also gain card advantage. I used to run Reckless Impulse in this deck as well, and that card got cut eventually from leading to too many bad situations and was replaced by Electrostatic Blast. Play with Fire was replaced by Frostbite, all because of the way that the format kind of shapes out. You don't want too many 2-damage spells, but it lines up well. But you have to set up. You really have to sequence well with this deck. This is the kind of deck that if you're not paying too much attention, maybe doing some toilet magic, and you're not focused on what you know, and that's understandable. You may have other things to focus on, but if you're not focused when playing this deck, you can easily 0-6 with this deck. It's a lot harder than it looks, and the decisions don't look as hard as they really are, because sometimes you really need to push that damage because you need to end the game because your opponent's game is bigger than yours. Sometimes there are little signs that they don't have a removal spell, so you're supposed to push in a different way, power up a creature land. You know, you have to pay attention to the whole game when you play this deck, and that's why I like it. And that's why I think it's actually very good. It's got some bad matchups in Best of One particularly. The black decks are still very difficult to beat when they get their Blood Artist shenanigans going, but it's doable. The Cleric decks are very hard to beat if you don't draw your Thundering Rebuke and Bloodthirsty Adversary to bring it back and keep their best cards off the board, but it is a winnable matchup. Every matchup is kind of winnable. You got to draw the right half of your deck. It's the mid-range dilemma. And in this video, I think you're going to see a lot of that. This deck is just as capable of getting beaten down with the wrong cards in its hand, or just as capable of stalling out with the wrong cards in its hand, as it is of completely running the opponent over and taking full control of what they do. And this isn't a burn deck. It's not all a go face deck. So cards like Turalf's Disciple don't really appeal to me here. Adding more cards like Play with Fire doesn't appeal to me. It's really the versatility that makes it interesting. So rather than keep talking about it, I think it's time to go play with it. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. We fight Carlo of the Chandra. Chandra Avatar. You. Quiet. Okay. good hand. We've got the Rahilda, we got the Tyrant. Just need a couple good creatures. Do we play this tapped? Because we can. If we draw another Bugbear, we'll be sad. And the Shuffler's fine, so you draw other Bugbears more than you think you should. Okay. Interesting spot. Now we have to check for priority to see if they're going to kill Rahilda with a Play with Fire. They are going to kill Rahilda with a Play with Fire. So we could hold up mana and just hold Rahilda for later, or we could hope they have a Shatter Skull Smashing, but they probably have a Frostbite. Also, getting like Day-Night going, but then losing our Rahilda could help them. So I think we just end the turn here. I think that's the play. Matchmaker put us in a mirror match before I even published the video. I hate that. Let's chill. Opponent's definitely sitting on some kind of a Play with Fire. Yeah, see, they're thinking about using it. They really need the land. It's a different mono red. You don't have to be in a hurry. It's very mid-range. It's about the mid-rangiest mono red deck you'll see. I was looking for my raccoon emotes. Well, the way that the frickin' client works is it always hides my emotes now. Darn it, doesn't deal 3. All right, they put some lightning bolts in their deck, and they did find their land. So, pro gamer. But let's make them pay for that land. Kind of a close call there with the Tyrant. You want to get them down as quickly as possible, but if the opponent removes this with a Thundering Rebuke, that's actually really good for them. So a little downside to the Disciple, they're thickening their deck with spells. They might have a harder time drawing land, and they don't hit any land off their Reckless Impulse here. They're going in. No blocks. We can kill it pretty easily. All right, that's our third snow land. So we can kill it with a Frostbite and play another Tyrant, but we've already hit this one land. The effects don't stack, do they? Because it loses all other abilities? Yeah, the effects don't stack. If the effects don't stack, then what we probably want to do here is save the Frostbite, cast one of our Igneous Inspirations, go get... I think we keep hitting lands here. We could also get a start from scratch and just have extra damage. Let's get Anatomy. Let's go for a bigger dragon or Rahilda. That's pretty good. If they have another Play with Fire, so playing our Rahilda is just walking into that trap. But it could change us 2 damage, and they don't get to scry. I think they really want this scry. Oh well, we'll take it. They have 8 lightning bolts in their deck. I'm sure they'd love to draw them. This Rahilda has really chilled in our hand. Hopefully we find a use for it before it's all over. Or we just win. That would be fine too. Opponent's gonna regret those Faceless Havens. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Mirror match domination. And I hope you got a good kind of look at why I don't like Toralf's Disciple very much. Too many games, it's just a 3-mana 3/3 haste, and you don't draw the lightning bolts, and maybe it affects your game plan in other ways that aren't particularly good for you. D-Jesus. Do not mess with D-Jesus. I played D-Jesus recently on stream. Looks like they're almost to Mythic. Time to gatekeep this. Alright, sure. Removal spells. Removal spells are good. Evolving Wilds. Are you Mill? Only Mill plays Evolving Wilds. This is bad. We don't have enough Snowlands for Frostbite to take out a crab quickly. But if they play Wilds on 1, maybe that's fine. No crab. Okay. So, they have something they could play on just an open, empty board. What is it? A burn spell? Something that goes face? Galvanic Iteration. That's what they have. They have Galvanic Iteration. Okay. Ooh, they did not hit a land. But they had one in hand. Let's put some pressure on them to keep playing spells on their turn or flip to nighttime and take a big beating. Now, please play a non-basic land. You have too many basic lands right now. It's kind of a tilt. There you go. Good job. All right, if they have a Jwari, it's sad, but we're not slowing down. Gotta make the play, baby. Fire, sure. All right, we need another non-basic land out of them. Because we drew another Tyrant. That is one thing that the nerf on Tyrant, that it only hits non-basics, does affect, is sometimes your double Tyrant draws aren't as good as they used to be. And that's a good thing. I mean, it used to just be game over. Crab and a third. Count it. 3. Expressive Iteration. Wow. On the bright side, we're not getting milled until turn 5. Yeah, it's a basic. My toys. Die. They're at 11. They might have burned down the house. So I think we play the tapped den and we inspire their face. All right, what's good against them? Probably not expanded anatomy. Fading Hope is a bit of a blowout there. I don't need another land. I could loot my hand, get rid of the Frostbite, and try to draw more burn. I think I'll just take a start from scratch, though. Just one more ping to the face. Could matter. Divide my Tyrant. Pretty good. Pretty good. They're going to sacrifice this because they're doing this on their upkeep. Yep. And they still have one blue open, so they could have a Fading Hope. I have a stop on my upkeep for God knows why. I think we just go for 2 creatures here. Even though the Tyrant doesn't hit anything. If I had one more mana, I would power up the Den. And I was going to power up the Den until I drew Rahilda here. Okay, no Fading Hope. Let's see if the opponent has the burn down the house. They really need it. We still have 44 cards in our deck, but here comes the combo. Although if they tap out for this, they're dead, right? So they better hope this hits. That's not much. That's more. 15 cards to go, though. They drew the Fading Hope off the top because they didn't have it last turn. That's really lucky. That is really lucky. What could I hit here? Like a Divide by 0? That won't do it. I can't win the game this turn. Get him. Wow. So their Fading Hope draw, if they combo out here and finish me, if they have Cacophony or Laughter, They got so lucky. They got so lucky. Yeah, you are scum. Loser. It's fine. Dude. So lucky. Alright, no removal spell, all creature on the draw is a red flag, but you can't really mulligan it. I mean, your creatures are strong. If the opponent doesn't answer them, they're in trouble. And if you're against control, you have constant pressure. But if the opponent just plays Tenacious Pup and anything, we probably lose if we don't draw a... What is it going to take? Thundering Rebuke. Gonna hold the smashing since we have no removal of any kind and our opponent has the God draw. Oh, the wrong removal spell, huh? But maybe it can team up if the opponent doesn't grow their threat. Maybe Blast can team up against this pack leader. Good frickin' game. Oh man, good frickin' game. Still not a rebuke. On the draw, it's draw city every time I play mono red. All right, but we have Thundering Rebuke and Brittle Blast, so this game might not be a complete embarrassment on the draw. The quickest way to lose with this deck is when you're on the draw and you don't have a removal spell. Your creatures just come down and the opponent plays Tenacious Pup and they play anything else and you die a horrible death. So I'm just kind of immediately like, all right, I'm on the draw with my 2/2. I'm going to lose now. But if you have Rebuke and Brittle Blast, it can be okay. Dragons? I'm gonna have Frostbite available here. We might need to kill a Whelp. The Whelp's nerf means now we could kill it on our turn, but I know I want to play Rahilda next turn. Yep. You will not hasty hit me. I'd rather have that Whelp dead and take 3 damage later. Ooh, nighttime is the right time. Have some double strike, and I'm gonna steal some toys. That one looks cool. That one looks cool. We say go. We Brittle Blast their first dragon. And of course it's another Town Razor Tyrant. Out. Out, I say. Have another double strike. Kaya's Onslaught. I've already got double strike. I don't need you. Valorous Stance, nice. Have a little taste of your own Tyrant. Everybody gets damage. Ooh, they just pitched that land. Stance, scoop. That was a brutal game. Kind of turned, around the brutality that happened to us to mono green the game before. Makatsune. Prepare to meet the abs of Oko. On the draw. 3 in a row on the draw at least. Ouchie. It's the mono red thing. It's only when I play mono red. Anyway. Very noticeable when I play mono red anyhow. Thundering Rebuke. Makes it a keep. We're not going to get run over like we were a few games ago. At least not the same way. Deserted Beach. Are we playing against control here? It's the one place where we don't like Thundering Rebuke at all. You're always just kind of hoping for something good to use it on. It's not great against a fairy. Black, okay. Here we go. They scry to the top. Of course we drew another one. Let's get Rahilda down. It puts a lot of pressure on them to play a spell on their turn, which they might not be able to do if they just have counter spells. Please stop drawing Thundering Rebukes. I know I needed you earlier, but I don't need you now. The mid-range dilemma. The wrong half of your deck syndrome is absolutely brutal when you play mid-range. It's totally your go. Come on, it's turn 3. This isn't that hard. Have you ever watched a CGB video? Easy. It's so easy. Just make your play. There you go. You figured it out. I'm proud of you. Redeploy. The creature lands are going to be handy. Our opponent's still at 20, possibly going to 22, so we have to keep the pressure really consistent. Creature lands are good at that. A swamp. A pass. Oh, we're just gonna play Vanishing Verse now, sure. Kinda silly. I mean, bluffing Jwari would at least have me thinking about this Townraiser Tyrant. Let's start the land taxing. Gosh, Bloodthirsty Adversary with no good removal spell. Or no good burn spell to go face. This is not the draw we wanted. Yep, that's probably what I would do here. Drop the key and try to get way ahead. This is where, like with sideboarding, these would be your braids, and you'd abrade the key and you'd feel really good about yourself. But no sideboard in best of one. Seagate Restoration discarded. Good draw. Good draw. So now they might play some upkeep stuff and sacrifice the lands. We'll see. Nope. They're gonna take it. Well, we have a lot of Go Face Burn in our deck. We just haven't drawn it. If we do, things get exciting very fast. They fell to 12 really quickly. We'll see if they found a Day of Judgment with their key. They might also have a Doomscar, but if they're on Divine Purge, we're feeling good. It's a bit unlucky. It's a good draw. If we can get it in the graveyard easily. It's also really tempting to power up Den of the Bugbear and hit him with it. It doesn't leave much presence behind. They also might have a counterspell. Right now, a Leer doesn't do very much for them, and it's probably not in the deck anyway. I think we get in hits while we can, to be honest. No Lightning Helix either, please. Oh, there's Stick. Oh no. What's that? Growth Spiral? We can hope it's a Growth Spiral. Good. Good. The Bugbear got home. We're on nighttime, so if we draw a Stormseeker, it hits extra hard. They've got 2 deserted beaches wearing them down. Will they sacrifice these? It's probably time to sacrifice these. They go to 4. Okay. Okay. Oh, Approach? Oh man, this is not where you want to cast Approach, is it? Alright, power up. Down to 7. Bolt ya. get this. Goes 1 more damage to face. We might need it. Who knows? Now they're probably... You're going to have to pitch those lands. You're too low. There they go. All right. Approach is 6 cards away. How are you going to keep me from finishing the job? You're going to have to counter this, and you're going to have to do it when it's 2 mana, or counter this on the stack. But then this still attacks you. So yeah, they have to counter this, and then they take Den or Haven to face, and that's lethal. So they have to have like multiple answers. And they bust the rope out. What's it gonna be? Divide Key. Sus. Teachings. You dead. Whew. Okay. Okay. Despite drawing 2 Thundering Rebukes, our critters got it done. I feel if I were in their shoes, I don't think you can take as much damage as they took from the land. I think they were a little too careless there, but I don't know their hand. But once they got the key down, I expected these to get sacrificed really quick, and they kept them around another turn cycle. Wouldn't have done that. Eddie! Gonna fight Eddie, whatever that means. Whoa, Electrostatic Blast. I forgot you were in my deck. We're on the draw, because why wouldn't we be? We have no Thundering Rebuke. So if our opponent's playing creatures and they play a 4 toughness thing, we're in big trouble. But we're keeping. At least if it's a Town Razor Tyrant, we have all basics. Let's go, Krakdos. All right. Our opponent drops a Mammoth. So more mono green. Oh, man. This den, you guys. Of course, I'm supposed to play it, but if they get the pack leader, we're going to need to kill it as soon as possible. And then if this entering tapped later could totally screw us. Okay. No way they're going to pack lead here. They're not going to play a pack leader. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. I told you. I told you. Ow! The only wolves around here are mine. Grizzled. Well, it's still a 3 toughness thing I wish I could kill. They turn the Sculptor of Winter, which they must have drawn this turn, into a special pretty something. Whoa, wait. They had 2 Sculptors last turn. They chose not to play them. They chose not to play them because with mana up, they assumed I'd kill it. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. I don't want to give them credit or anything because I'm a hater and a very mean person, but pretty smart. What you got? What you got, coward? Oh no, what will I do? Remember, this only does 2 damage right now, so I couldn't clear this out of the way. Frickin' Den of the Bugbear. Now we have to be careful because we really want this trigger, so we can't Frostbite whatever gets played. Okay, wasn't gonna Frostbite that anyway. You gotta also be careful with the blast here because they chain off, sort of. So what we want to do is, like, we want to Frostbite this, chain our Electrostatic Blast, and hopefully hit a spell that finishes the job. If we Electrostatic Blast, it'll exile 3 cards, but then the card we play might also trigger the Electrostatic Blast, which will exile 3 more cards, and then we don't get to play them. We might hit a Blizzard Brawl, so I guess we attack first. Pack leader's cool. We might hit a land. I don't have anything that does 1 damage, so it's okay if this only does 2. There's a blast and a bite. That's awesome. Okay. So we play land from hand. We play bite from exile. And we play pack leader. And now we the werewolves, yo. Uh-oh. You know that there are more expensive cards in hand. Just from the way that the game's gone. That's pretty big. That's very big. Down to 11. Where's Brittle Blast when you need Brittle Blast? I would love to play the adversary and attack with it and trigger the pack leader. I'm just worried. I'm very worried. So I guess we're not triggering the pack leader. So what's the play then? I mean, if we attack with both and the opponent's afraid to block, if they don't block, what do we do? I mean, I guess they attack us for 6 next turn, not the end of the world. We play a Town Razor Tyrant. We're in the game. Plus whatever we hit with Rahilda. This is tough. This is a very tough one. Oh, they read me like a book for the Electrostatic Blast. Okay, that's okay. We can play the adversary and flash back the Frostbite. Gotta get those big bodies off the field. We're not gonna beat them straight up. And if we had played this first and done that move, the opponent wouldn't have blocked anything. Oh my god. How did they assemble this combo twice in this game? Good lord. Alright. We can blast it and we can frostbite it and get it off the field. Is that the play? Is there a better way to do it? I don't think there's a better way to do it. And if we sequence it like this, the Frostbite might help us hit a land drop. Or another removal spell. Haven. Should have drawn my card with Pack Leader first. Might have changed my play, but it didn't. Man, if we actually punch our way through all this green beef, I'll feel pretty avenged for the absolute stomping I got earlier. All right, you made a 3-3. I'm still at 6. That's a big draw. I think we just clear the path. I know, playing Town Razor seems really good too, but I think we just clear the path since every attack here draws a card. So what can they do? Maybe the right play there isn't to block and try to rip a hasty 5, but I don't know if they have a hasty 5. Like Froghemoth is what's on the table there. All right, that's game, opponent. You fought well. Ah, they're nice. Makes me feel like a dick sometimes, but hey. Some of you missed CGB Salt. I know you did. I'm gonna have some nasty comments like, "Oh, why you get salty? You should never be salty." I'm human, that's why. Come on. Some of you missed it. On the play, we did it, and we have Rahilda. Let's go. And let's hope we're against some creature decks so that this can be one of those games where if they don't kill the Rahilda and we just pave the way for a few turns, it can run over the game. Just run away with the game. And I would really like to do that on camera because those are the games where the deck looks really good. All right, Rahilda. We even drew another one if they do have a removal spell. I gotta mute the bat. I have to do it. I'd like to like the bat. Just Grab the owl. Grab Archimedes the owl. Precipitous drop. I just got ventured. I'm getting ventured. That's not a good thing. All right. They don't have 2, though. No way they have 2. Completely never gonna happen. Now they're gonna play their venture creature for sure. Okay. Opponent's making it look easy. Need to get a spell in the graveyard for the adversary to get any value. So maybe we do end up frostbiting. Let's draw a card here. Maybe we'll draw the 3rd Rahilda, huh? No. Okay. Don't want to run out the adversary. May as well pass here, flip to Knight, so if we draw a Stormseeker, it's really good. But opponent is playing Venture Control. As far as I'm concerned, can go jump in a lake with that one. Makes me mad. I need to hit a good value removal spell here, or I can hold the adversary and wait for the opponent to play something decent, but... See, there's just nothing worth removing here, so I think I have to chill the hell out and just use my creature lands. Gotta be okay with playing a more controlling game. It just doesn't feel right, because mono red. Uh-huh. There's a good removal target. Except they made it a 4/4, so now we have to rebuke it, so we're not playing adversary yet. Great. And we draw the Tyrant. We definitely want to play the Tyrant, so I guess we're taking 3 to play the Smashing, which is a little unfortunate, because we could definitely hold it. We have the Den, but, I mean, this is going to be a mana-intensive game, right? Start here. Swing, swing. Take 3. Play the dragon. Nuke one of the hives. Flips it back to daytime because we double spelled. And they let that hive go right away. So nothing too expensive in their hand. That makes sense though for Venture. They've got another removal spell. Dude, and that does complete their dungeon and draw a card, so probably as good as you'll ever see a Precipitous drop be. And now I want my Shattered Skull Smashing back. So this thing, when it blocks, it doesn't Death Touch. We still want to play an adversary here, though. And we'll use the Frostbite. Yeah, this is the part where the adversaries have to take over the game. The opponent still thinks they're the beatdown, but I'm happy to race. Adversary hits hard. We're also a top deck land away from double adversary, but we only have 1 spell in the graveyard. Jeez. They really want to race? Oh, okay. They're going to take out the rebuke if they're smart here. They still want to race, though. They think they're the beatdown. Oh, it flips to Knight, and we draw the Stormseeker. That's a lot of hasty damage. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10, 11, so they would have to block, and we're still at 8. If they have to block, don't think they can win, but we can hold this. It might be a bigger threat later, and we can use the Haven instead. It's pretty good. Pretty good. That's a lot of damage. That goblin is going to take one for the team. Remember, if I don't have a removal spell or playing the Bloodthirsty Adversary, killing the goblin would have been lethal. So that hive attack actually helped them a lot. There's a heads-up hive attack. Wedding announcement? Wedding announcement and venture? They definitely filled it out with just like, it seems like random good cards, like blood, money, venture. Might be worth a try. I mean, that won't save you. They're just, I don't know, do you have a quest to exile my creatures? I'm pretty sure that's not a quest. And the game. Jump. Jumbawamba. I don't know. I go first. It's all coming back around. If you lived through the complaining earlier in the video, now you must give credit as I humbly and graciously accept my go firsties. I'm ready. I really want that run away with the game Rahilda game. Blue means no Vanishing Verse on turn 2. This is your game, Rahilda. This is your game. Let's do this. Just every time, man. Every time. Gotta go for it. Holding back isn't going to do us any good. This is a really bad hand for this matchup. We have 4 creature removal spells. Probation? It's funky. You got the key? If they have the key, they have the perfect hand. Like, that's all I want to do in life when I play Esper. Removal, divide preferably, key. And then you just discard your piece of crap lesson like academic probation and ride into the sunset. Wow. I mean, this could work. This could be a bit of a time walk, but we draw the land, so we get in there with the Bugbear. Do they have removal? Oh my god. This game is not going well. I have 4 useless cards. And they are just boom, boom, boom. Just shooting ducks in a barrel. Don't scry to the top. Oh, they untap. What the hell? Teferi!
Time for a complex plan. Let's improvise. And some think time only flows in one direction.
Kill it. Just kill it. They might have been holding up Jwari. Hall. If they play that Hall, they probably have one. Yep. And they might be running low on cards. They need a reload. If they have a reload, then we officially give it to them that their hand was perfect. But if they don't hit their reload, we still have a chance. We get to turn off their Hall. They have their reload. Their hand was actually perfect. Yep, this is the mid-range conundrum, and it doesn't look like we're going to get out of this one. Discard a 3-mana key and hold up mana. That's a counterspell. I would love to play Inspiration and then start from scratch the key. I guess we'll go for that anyway. They might use a removal spell on the Tyrant here. Okay. Divide again? I don't know. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Anyway, holding the land so that they didn't know I could replay it. So if they did have a divide, they might use it. Because we do kind of want it gone. But they're going to untap with the key. Give it up, dude. Good choice. Anytime. So their key card is a regrowth, right? Because they're looking in their graveyard. That or they still play Leer. I'd welcome a Leer. I can actually kill it. I have a lot of ways to kill it. Oh, they play Witness? They're that level of troll? Yeah, we're gonna have to play Witness troll deck again someday soon. It's kind of too crazy not to. Dude is roping every turn. What the hell, man? All right. I guess not roping, it's just the pause. Like, you know, pause, 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 pause. Lightning bolt. Okay. Bye-bye, creature land. We did love you. Okay, all removal over here. I wonder if I had done that first, if I could have saved my Haven. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Alright, that's enough magic for me. I will go find an opponent interesting. The best thing you can do against the control mages is leave. Because they enjoy torturing you more than you seem to enjoy playing the rest of the game. Alright, Rahilda. Last chance. Is this your game? No, not at all. But let's hope we're actually playing a creature deck and we can shoot down their stuff and that they don't land a 4/4 in their first two turns. Oh man, if they go turn 1 Tenacious Pup, we're dead. There's no way around it. And they're not even a creature deck, so cool. Yay. Oh, hey, that's a creature. I'm gonna blast it, I think. Am I? Am I gonna blast it? Because I really want to hit my next land drop, and I'm a little worried about that. But blast can go face. Alright. They're not gonna have that many creatures in blue-black. We'll blast the face. We'll blast face, and then if we miss our land, we'll blast face again. No counter spells. If we play this tapped, say go. If we blast again, we're gonna whiff. Like, it's gonna trigger the draw from this, and we won't get to play anything. So I think I'm supposed to do this. Do it now. Yeah, there's another den there. Yeah, okay. Good call, good call. Hey, if I don't pat me on the back, who's gonna? Alright. It's too bad we couldn't play Inspiration last turn and get start from scratch, although I'm not sure I would have. Key is a little bit of a surprise here. I think the sooner we play this, the better. Blue-black key. What are you up to? They take the damage too, so they have something to use with all this mana. That's scary. Very scary. What are they doing? Settle the Wilds off a key into a forest. Kasmina, God of the Voyage. Oh man, this is here to tempt me. I feel like we should get rid of this though. Oh my gosh, do we rebuke the Kasmina and get our trigger from the blast? Or do we play another Town Razor Tyrant? It's gotta be this. It's gotta be. Like, there's no way we can even move into a late game if we don't make that play. And now we have to play this land because we don't have the mana to do the other things. I think I'm gonna bolt their face and start from scratch. But when am I gonna play it is the thing. I could just deal them another 3 right now and make them sweep the board. I'm sure they have something that sweeps the board. I'm also wondering if this is a Storm the Festival deck. And give up the land. This is a tough game. Like, I don't quite know what I'm playing against, and the decisions have been hard. Approach. You're gonna die, I think. I mean... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 drops them to 3, and then Inspiration can finish them the next turn. All right, yeah, give no quarter to those who approach the second sun. Get them dead. And we are back for the post-game wrap and check the stats powered by untapped.gg. And it was a good run. We went 6-3. We were on the draw considerably more than we were on the play, and our on the play Rahilda's died all the time. So I think it could have been better. I think that it could have been a better average sample size, but yet we still had a very good record. So can't complain too much in the end. What would you say? So for one thing, you've got to be able to kill turn 2 threats, snowballing threats like Rahilda and Werewolf Pack Leader on the regular in this format. So it doesn't surprise me that a Rahilda's died all the time. It shows that people, at least here in Diamond late season, where we're at right now, have figured out what the format's really about. You gotta kill the first threat, and probably the second or third, which is why we end up playing a lot of removal in our decks, like Frostbite, Rebuke, Blast, Brittle Blast, and Igneous Inspiration is a ton of removal, and on top of that, we have Bloodthirsty Adversary to bring some of it back. So, like, we're running a super removal heavy deck, and our deck can snowball and get ahead and run people over as well with the right draws. So when you think about that, it makes sense that other decks would, be adjusting and trying to do the same, that they know that there are matchups where they need to go removal just before they start to play the game. That's the nature of current best of one. It's the nature of snowbally formats, and it's the current nature of alchemy. So if your deck can't do that, it better be one of the most powerful goldfish decks in the format. Clerics comes to mind, for example. So every other deck, you got to be looking at 2 mana removal as a necessity. An absolute necessity, and 1 mana if you can get there. So, but the deck is good, and I really do recommend it. I've probably played about 50 games with it, really. Almost 100% of them have been on the iPad. That's why you don't see them on the untapped.gg. I'm not trying to hide or lie to you. I would put untapped.gg on my iPad if I could. I would feel a little weird about it because those are definitely toilet games sometimes, not gonna lie. And counting those as part of my statistics or sample size, every now and then I'm not exactly focused, and sometimes, the iPad runs out of battery, or somebody knocks at the door, or I get a phone call and I don't finish the game. It happens. So if you count those as part of the sample size, it's not really a reflection of the deck anyway. But I would say on iPad, I'm probably doing about 55% over about 40 or 50 games. It's just as easy to have the wrong cards and take a nasty beatdown, or just make a mistake and lose, as it is to get those runaway wins where you just absolutely smash your opponent. So I do recommend it. I feel like I'm playing a lot of Magic when I play this deck. So if you've got the appropriate wild cards in the appropriate places, try it out. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool. Even mono red. This mono red's cool. For now.